Teachers, they're more about the physical intimacy and learning about body parts and what does this and how a baby comes out like that. They're not explaining how you build that love and trust and commitment with someone and how you should be respected and how you should treat someone in that relationship, so you have a respectful, honest, trustworthy relationship that makes you happy and makes you feel happy and safe. They don't touch on that, they touch on bases that, yes, they're good bases, but without the relationship part, you don't have that whole intimacy part.
Sexual ed classes, they're not culturally appropriate, like they're not based around the cultural standings. So, you know, a lot of kids, I know a lot of Aboriginal kids, they normally just don't pay attention, don't rock up, don't speak up. So it's pretty disappointing in that way.
Blackfellas are shame, like they're just ashamed to talk about anything. Like they hear the shameless things, they're not going to talk up and they're not going to do anything. They're even ashamed to hear the word sex sometimes, because a lot of things they learn to keep to themselves. That's their private business. I
think a lot of parents should definitely support it, and I know that in a lot of the Aboriginal communities it's a shame job to talk about that. Like, you know, we're still going through the stolen gen, like you have your parents and that are too ashamed to talk about it to the kids. And
I was brought up differently, where you should be open with yourself and open to others. And I feel that every black person should feel like that.
We like to learn by sharing stories, and a lot of the stories will come through with humour as well, and it really just breaks down those barriers so we're able to have a laugh and be serious at the same time. It works really well.
The use of humour in sexual related contexts is very effective, especially with Aboriginal kids, because they find it more engaging. Like, let's all have a laugh about this, and it's more likely to imprint on the kids' personality and they'll remember it.
Using certain mediums like art, music, dance, things like that break down barriers of shame. Being shamed to talk about such a taboo topic. If you're having fun and you're engaged and you're building rapport with people, you're more likely to open up and talk about things and learn on the way. There's
not just the internet. Go to your friends, or you can go to your parents to talk about it. But at the same age, you don't want to go to your parents, I guess. But we all have that favourite auntie or that favourite big cousin that we can go to and talk to. Because at the time I had my favourite auntie or I had my favourite big cousin that I felt comfortable with, or just my friends. But at the same time, my friends are my ages, so we were all clueless in the same subject together.
For my experience in the past, I actually had the classroom teacher ring me just to let me know that they were going to do sexual health and was there anything that I was concerned about. So I was very fortunate in having a teacher that understood our Indigenous ways and understood that communication is something where you do in person, or if you can't do it in person, you do it on the phone. If you have an opportunity to ring your parents, the Indigenous parents, to let them know, is probably the best way you can communicate to them. Or if you see them dropping them off or picking them up in the mornings or in the afternoons, you can grab them then and explain that to them. But if you really, at the end of the day, do have to send a note home, perhaps address it to mum and dad and send it via the post.
I think with Aboriginal cultures, because we're just one big family. We don't really base on if they're our nan and pop, they're just our nan and pop. Our nan and pops are like our other mums and dads. Our auntie and uncles like our other mums and dads. Our cousins are just like our big brothers and sisters. So we look at them like that, like they're close relatives that we can't go out without talking to. And there's that bond and trust in it. There's just some type of connection that you just feel like you can go to them about everything. Yeah, they're going to growl at you and ask why you're asking about this, but at the same time, they're grateful that you feel like you can trust them about it.
The success of your sexuality education will depend on who you utilise within your community. So within the Department of Education, there usually are Koori education workers or Aboriginal education workers. If you don't have them, it's good to go to a working party that the community might have. It's really good to see if it's culturally safe, and it's asking permission for you to teach their kids, really.